Hey guys, how are you? And welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Jordana. And if not, then thank you for coming back and taking the time to watch my videos. I truly appreciate it. And today's video, I was watching and going through my old videos. And I've been in love with brushes now. I'm obsessed with brushes. I want a ton of them. Super high-end ones. And I've gotten a few brushes, not necessarily all high-end, but a few brushes. And I was thinking, what were my favorite brushes last year? So I went to my old video that I did in August 2017, so over a year ago, and I watched it all and took notes about the brushes that I used to love, and I want to compare them now and tell you the brushes that I love. A lot of them are the same, but if you want to see my favorite brushes, why I love them, and I added a ton, so you can get a few affordable ones, some super high-end, some that are in the middle ground. So if you want to see what my favorite brushes are, then just keep on watching. There's something I have to say. Brushes do not make you as an artist, but they make your life easier in your art, in your makeup art. It's like brushes for painters. If you have the right tools, you can do almost anything. Of course, you have to add practice and talent into the mix, but you truly see a change when you use amazing brushes. So let's just start. I'm going to start with brows because last year I don't have the brush that I used to use last year, which was the ABH number 14. I was looking for that all over the place. So since it was sold out and I couldn't find it, I decided that I was gonna try a bunch of brushes. One of those was the Makeup Forever brush, brow brush, and I love that one, but it's so long. I'm gonna show it to you. Is this one right here, but it's so long that when I'm doing makeup on my clients and I have to turn it around for the spoolie, it seems like a stupid thing to think about, but it takes forever for me to just reverse it or move it around when the Anastasia brushes are way smaller. So you can see right here the size of the Makeup Forever one. So these three I bought when I was looking for the perfect brow brush that wasn't the ABH 14. These are all Anastasia and I truly love them for different reasons. The 20 brush, I use it just because of the shape, because it helps you create just the perfect square brow when you want it, and also you can just put it right there and brush it up and the color looks sort of like an ombre effect from darker to lighter. And also, if you have it clean and you're using this, then you can apply a little bit of concealer and it's the perfect brush to clean up your brow. And it has the spoolie, which is always a plus. And now these two are favorites, of course, but I can't choose between the two because they're meant for different things. So the number 12 is the one that's more similar to the number 14, but it's a little bit smaller, I think. It's not as stiff. The number 14, what happened to it is that I still have it. I don't know where it is right now, but I lost the spoolie. So for me, a brow brush without a spoolie, it breaks the brush, you know? It's just not something that I would go for because I have to find a spoolie on another place to just use it while I work, and that for me is just a waste of time. So the number 12, it's a must-have right now. If I can get the number 14, I will again, but that doesn't mean that this won't be a favorite any longer. I would have to play with them both to see the difference. This is the one that's most similar to the number 14, and I truly love angled brushes for my brows. But with the number 20, I realized that I love flat brushes as well. And then I have the 7B, and what I love about this one is that you get a precise hair stroke application, and this is meant, I think, for the brow pomade. I don't use brow pomades, but even for powders, this is amazing. It makes the smallest hairs for your brows, and the spoolie, I bended it a little bit. It's also perfect. Every single Anastasia brow spoolie on the brow brushes, it's worth it. And you can see the different sizes. The number 20, it's a little bit bigger. The number 7B, it's the smallest one. And the number 12, it's just the medium size. But these are super tiny in comparison to the Makeup Forever one. That's also good, but I would love it if it would be a little bit smaller and less heavy. For shadow application, I have two, and this one I mentioned on my last video, and I said that this doesn't have to be the same brush. It can be any other brush with this shape, and this is, I think, the Sigma E32, and I also love the Sigma E50. They're almost the same brush. The other one is a little bit bigger. This is the one that I use to place the color on the lid, and I do like besitos motions, which is like little kisses to the eye. So I place it and drag it a little bit down, and that's the way I pack my colors. But on an airport, I think I was in Panama, they had a sale for MAC brushes. I didn't have any MAC brushes before, and the thing is that I realized afterwards that I should have picked up a lot of them because they were just on sale, because they were gonna not make the same brushes anymore and they were gonna just make synthetic brushes. So I picked up the 242 and I was dying to try it for a while. If I'd known that I was gonna love this brush this much, I would have picked about 5 of them. This is an amazing brush. It's perfect to cut the crease. It's perfect to pack a glitter. I don't like using it for glitter, but I have to. I'm thinking about finding a dupe for it, and you will see in another video if the dupe that I'm thinking about is gonna be perfect for it. It's a must-have. I just love this brush. Now when I'm doing makeup, I always have to take it with me. I only have one, so I use it on myself, on my clients. Of course, I sanitize everything. But this is one of those brushes that if I don't have it, I feel like I'm missing something. I use it also to place the base or the primer or the concealer as a primer, or to clean the brows. It's just the perfect brush to pack either creams or powders or loose glitter or anything. It's a must-have in any makeup artistry kit, but I'm obsessed with it. I have detailed brushes right here, and these are also must-haves now. Of course, my artistry has grown. I have grown as a makeup artist and as a makeup lover as well. That has made my love for brushes even bigger, even though I think, apart from today, that my makeup looks are not that incredible and are not that over the top. I've been just more simple with my eye looks. But I love a blown out look, and for that you need a lot of blending brushes, and to do detail, to line and everything, you need a lot of detail work. And for my clients, I've fallen in love with brushes because of my clients that I didn't know that I loved because I wasn't using them on myself. So I'm gonna show you a few that I know that I really like. This is the Cut Crease brush by Sigma. It's the E62, and this is the perfect brush to cut the crease. So this is a lot like the MAC 242 brush, so you can see the shape right there. If you want to cut the crease, it basically makes it like a cheat sheet for you, and you can just turn it around, and the same for your other eye. And it's super easy to do your clients cut crease with this one, even if you're creating a half cut crease. This is, I think, synthetic, and it grabs pigments or creams perfectly. I have an inner corner brush right here that I truly love, and this is the Sigma E46 inner corner brush. So this is a super small brush, and it's so easy for it to grab the right amount of pigment to go into your inner corner. So I love this because you don't get super messy with it. But I have to say, the Jaclyn Hill collection of brushes, I did a first impressions, or I filmed a first impressions yesterday. If it's already up on my channel, I will link it below. But she came out with a small brush. It's not as small as this one. It's flatter and a little bit bigger. It's in the other room, so I don't want to lose my lighting. But that one, I think it's gonna replace this one. I'm not so sure, but you'll see it on my favorite brushes of next year if I really pay attention and gravitate towards that brush instead of this one. These 4 brushes are basically for the same thing, and that's when I apply black eyeliner or any eyeliner in the waterline. I need to smudge a little bit of eyeshadow just to smoke it out and not let the eyeliner smudge. It doesn't have to be a black eyeliner. It can be just a off-white eyeliner. It doesn't matter. I need something to smudge eyeshadow or to place it without creating a mess, and something that's tiny and precise. So the brushes that I use for that are the Sigma Short Shader Brush E20. Oh, these are both the E20 one. So I have two E20. That's how you know that I love them. So these have different hair, and of course this one has been more used, but I use these a ton just to go like this. So you put the pigment on top of the brush and you place it right here and just smudge it a little bit, and it smudges eyeshadow perfectly, and it doesn't let your waterline liner bleed. Another one that's even more precise when you don't know if the shadow is gonna be a little bit messy, or if you're just gonna do that in a small part of your eye, is the Tight Line Liner E16 by Sigma. And you can see that this is a flat brush and it's super square on top. So you also put the pigment right here. You don't put it on the sides, just right here, and use it the same way. You just go like this and it smudges the eyeshadow where you place it, and it looks a little bit smoky, but sort of perfect, and the right amount of diffusement, if that's even a word, for the eyeshadow. So I truly love the E16 also. And then if you want a smudger that's more tiny and way more precise than the other two, is the Smudge E21, and these I showed on my last video. This is something that I can't live without. I use it even if I place eyeliner. I've not been into wing liner or just like a perfect liner in a while. So even if I do a wing eyeliner, almost 99% of the times I will grab black eyeshadow and just smudge a little bit of the liner, or just put eyeshadow on top to make it look a little bit smoky and not so perfect, and I love that look better. And the brush that I use for that is this one. It's not even the other two, it's just this brush. And then for a pencil brush, I told you guys before, and this is the Wayne Goss number 5 brush. And now I bought a backup. So now I have two, because I want to have one for myself and never remove it from my desk, and one for my kit. That's not going to work yet because I always take them both with me, because I love having multiple brushes of the ones that I love. But this brush is like nothing I've ever tried. I think I've had this one for about a year and 4 months or something like that. And you can see the hairs have been worn because I use this every single day. So this is the newer one, and this I got about 2 weeks ago or so. And I know I want to have like 5 of these brushes. I've never used a pencil brush that's softer than this one. That's why when I bought my replacement for the E30, I never used it. And I know that Sigma has another pencil brush, but that one, even though it's softer than the E30, which is the one with the white hair, it's not even close to being as soft as this one. I would really appreciate for Wayne Goss to come out with 2 sizes more of this brush, like a smaller pencil brush than this one, and a super tiny pencil brush that's as soft as this one. I would truly appreciate them. They're amazing, and the way they grab pigment, it's insane. I love Wayne Goss brushes for sure. When I buy one, they stay on my favorites right away. So this is my favorite pencil brush, and I don't see myself buying any other pencil brushes because these just work perfectly. They have nothing to improve. I have nothing to say that will improve these brushes. They're just the best of the best. For eyeliner, I have these 4 brushes. So I have to say the E11 was my favorite. I said it in my last video, but it was worn out, so it knew the shape of my eye. It knew me by heart. But when I repurchased it, it happened the same thing as the E30. I wasn't in love with it. But I heard someone mentioning that the Makeup Forever brushes, the eyeliner brushes, were perfection. So I had to have them. I bought the 2 sizes, but the one that's longer than this one I never use. So I bought the 250 brushes by Makeup Forever. I bought one, and then I bought the longer one, but I don't like that. That one is not as precise as I need it to be. So of course I had to buy a backup. This is when I know that I love a brush. And you know that you love it when it's a new brush and it works the same way when it's getting older, even if it's a little bit worn. And you can see mine are worn. If you really pay attention to the bristles, they look worn, and I use them every time I do eyeliner, which is basically every day for gel liner. And recently I got the Smith 202 brush, and it's this one right here, and I love it. I love it so much because it looks a little bit smaller than the Makeup Forever one, and I love precision brushes like this. So when a person has hooded eyes or just tiny eyes and I want the liner to be super thin, I'm gonna use the Smith one. And I love the handle, I love the feel of Smith brushes. So far so good, and I know that in the future I will have multiples of this one. And another one that I love just to create the end of the wing liner, and I'm still playing with it, it's new to me but I've been loving it, is the 203 by Smith as well. So I wanted to get the blending brushes from Smith, but I couldn't, they were sold out. So these two are my introduction to Smith brushes. So those are my liner brushes so far. For blending brushes, I think you need to have in your collection more of them than any other brush. Blending brushes are everything, and if you blend your makeup perfectly, the look will be beautiful and flawless. So I have these amount of brushes that I love. So I'm gonna mention a few of the ones that made me do this video, and they're the Wayne Goss brushes. This is the eye set. I'm gonna leave every brush linked below, but these brushes are perfection. They're all blending brushes. I want to get every single Wayne Goss brush, but these, I didn't have any eye brushes from him. Oh my goodness, these are the softest brushes in the world, and I wish I had more money, or that they were a little bit cheaper, so that I could get about 5 to 6 sets of these and I wouldn't need another blending brush in the world. And I wish he would make even more blending brushes for the eyes because they're so amazing. I want to get the bigger ones that he has that he sells separately, but these eye sets, it's a must-have in my opinion. I haven't had them not even a month, and you can see that they look nasty already because I use them every day, every single day. I love them. For bigger blending brushes, I have these ones, and a few of them don't have the name, but I know that these were on my last video. This is from Sigma, and of course, since I love this brush so much, I had to buy a few more, and I wanted to try Morphe brushes, so I bought 2 of the M441, and you can buy these if you're on a pinch and you need a few blending brushes in your collection. It looks similar. Of course, this is super worn, and this is way more expensive than these brushes. So the M441 by Morphe, it's a good one to have multiples of the one from Sigma if you're just starting out your brush collection. But I love Sigma brushes because I've had mine for about 5 to 6, I think even 7 years, and they're still perfect. They're amazing. I've only had to replace 2 of them, and the rest of them are amazing. For blending brushes, my favorite of all time is the E40 by Sigma, and of course on that trip that I went to, I grabbed a 224 from MAC, and this is basically the same brush in another brand, and they're both perfection, the right amount of fluffiness. I have another E40 that I purchased a while ago, but it's not as fluffy as this one. It doesn't matter how much I use it and wash it, it doesn't get as fluffy as the first one that I got. I don't know if that has happened to you. Let me know in the comments below. But these are must-have for the transition and to blend out everything. For smaller blending brushes, I have these 4, and 2 of them are repeats, and then the other 2 look exactly the same. And Jaclyn Hill also has one that's super similar, and she has a ton of blending brushes on her brush kit, which are good so far. I've only tried them a few times. So the 231 by Luxie, I mentioned it in my past video, it's still a favorite. The 235 by Luxie, it's of course another favorite. I truly love this one. And then this is from Sigma, and it's the E30 by Sigma, and it's also an amazing blending brush. And then of course for flat brushes, I have the MAC 217, which is holy grail for everyone, and the E25. This is the first one that I got, and then of course I had to buy a backup because it's one of my all-time favorite brushes. And I know that I have another one from another brand. I think from Morphe I bought one that's super similar. So if you wanna get Morphe one that's similar, I'm gonna leave it linked below. And then to finish with blending brushes, because I have a ton of them, the E36 is a small tapered blending brush, and this is so nice for detail work. If you're looking for an amazing blending brush just to go right here or just in the inner corner of the eye, this is amazing. So those are my favorite blending brushes. Now let's go to face brushes. Okay guys, so I decided just to cut this video short and leave it right there with the eye brushes. So I'm gonna make a separate video right now showing you my favorite face brushes. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to go and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be part of my YouTube fam. I post beauty videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.